Hey there, welcome back to another edition of Where It's At. Yes, it is indeed that time again, meaning that you have wasted another 2 months of your life. And just like that, you're another whole step closer to death. Isn't that just a wonderful thought? Anyway, you're gonna have to fill that long, boring void of time with something, so might I suggest some good music to black out the noise? Hopefully you answered yes to that rhetorical question, because I will be talking about some of my favorite albums to come out in May and June of 2023. Life is indeed fleeting, so let's get started. Kicking things off, we do have this new record from Bully titled Lucky For You. I'm still kind of reeling from how outstanding this LP is from top to bottom. Alicia wrote some stellar songs centered mainly around heartbreak, and to get even more specific, the heartbreak of her losing her dog before writing this album. It's an emotional listen, but it still finds ways to keep you from feeling too down. The songwriting, performances, and production are absolutely wonderful, so I definitely recommend giving this one a spin. This new Buggin' album, Concrete Cowboys, is a really cool hardcore project. Almost every track here is tight, fast, and rowdy as the band pummels their way through these 12 cuts. The themes and the lyrics vary from song to song, but the energy with which they are screamed with is consistent across the board. And while they do cover some pretty serious stuff, there is always an air of fun and enjoyment through their performances. The hardcore scene is in good hands with Buggin'. I think it's safe to say that we all knew I was going to be bringing up this Drain record, Living Proof. I talked about it a lot already in some previous videos, so I'm going to keep this one short. Living Proof is a burst of energy coming at you from all angles. Most of the songs are fucking rippers as Sammy and the crew once again transfer pure chaos into music. The vibes are just so good with this release, so don't miss out on it again. Oh man, Girl with Fish by Feeble Little Horse is one heck of an album. It's one of the weirdest mashups of shoegaze and noise rock that I've ever heard, but it's also one of the best. This is the equivalent of throwing utensils down a staircase and turning those clinks and clanks into music that is so beautiful it could bring tears to your eyes. They've really made some killer songs that I wish more people would get into. If you haven't blessed yourself with this eclectic album yet, then I suggest you go change that. This new Gum record titled Slogan Machine is really goddamn good too. The vocals stand out most to me with the majority of these songs as they are stretched and strained to perfection. The songwriting itself is really solid too, cosmetically adding elements of hardcore and post-hardcore to these cuts. It doesn't revolutionize the genre or anything like that, but it does offer up some damn fun tunes. Just go listen to the title track Slogan Machine and go from there. The quietest album on this list is indeed Greg Mendez's self-titled record. This Philly artist has been putting out music for a hot minute, but this was the first record of his that I was turned on to. Boy howdy am I glad that I did listen though, because this thing is fucking gorgeous. Greg's writing abilities are off the charts, crafting these melancholy tracks that are drenched in uncertainty and apathy. Yet this record still cares so much as Greg wears his heart on his sleeve with this beautiful release. If you're an Alex G fan, then you should probably be checking this one out. This new Home Is Where record is spectacular. Titled The Wailer, this beast has new twists and turns for you after each passing note. It's an emotional roller coaster, evoking things inside of you that you thought you buried deep enough so they couldn't escape. The songwriting is otherworldly and in some ways could be the blueprint for modern emo to come. It's just that fucking good. I could drone on and on about this for a very long time, but that's unfair because we still do have a couple of records left to cover. One of those records is, of course, Life Under the Gun by Military Gun. I've said so much on this already, so to keep this short and sweet, this LP is banger after banger of accessible hardcore. Mixing in post-punk and pop rock, Life Under the Gun is entirely its own record. But don't be intimidated because this record is accessible and can be enjoyed by anyone. Spin this sucker before they blow up because I don't think we're too far away from Military Gun stadium tours. A release that took the hardcore world by surprise was the self-titled Tsunami debut LP. Holy shit man, this record is fucking sick. I can't get enough of it. Tsunami put some of their best material yet on this project. The production is off the rails, somehow sounding louder and louder with each drum pound and snarled vocal. The entire crew holds it down with tight performances across the board. Tsunami is modern day hardcore at its absolute finest, so don't miss out on this secret release. Finally, let's close out by talking about the new Yes Yes 1000 Times Yes album, Super Tiny Infinite Dance. This project is fun as hell, bouncing off the walls with creativity and character. The songs themselves are varied and eclectic, certainly not afraid at all to shake up the status quo. It can kind of feel clunky at times, like they're doing the most when they really shouldn't be at all. But even then, they do stick the overall landing for this album, and that's what really matters. If you want some weird ass rock music that isn't afraid to get loud and personal, then I suggest popping this bad boy on. And that is going to conclude this edition of Where It's At. Links to all the albums that I mentioned here will be located in the video description box below. I know for certain that I missed a bunch of projects in the past 2 months, so you can go down to the comment section and let me know some of your favorites that I've I missed out on. You guys have been killing it in the comment section recently, giving me some great recommendations to sink my teeth into. I really do appreciate it, but hey, let's not stop now, so continue to roll those comments in. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this every other month, along with shows like So You're Interested In, which comes out every week, and Stacks of Wax, which is just about every month. Share this video with your friends if they're looking for some new modern music, because it really helps me out at the end of the day, and hopefully it'll help them out too. But that is all that I have for this edition of Where It's At, aside from my usual reminders for you to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artist in your area, and, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.